Everyone loves a winner, or so they say. But it seems Warren Ryan is one winner that everyone doesn't love. A former Commonwealth Games shot put representative, a man who's guided Canterbury to successive premierships, yet who, despite his record and a contract, has been dangerously close to losing his job. What is it about the man that keeps the press and some sections of the public on his back?
I'm not a media darling. You've got to be a media darling to get all the push. See, I see a lot of things I do, and I looked at in very, very critical eyes, and I see things other blokes do, and if they make a blur, they say, oh, well, he's got a team of youngsters, he'll be good next year, and all these excuses are made for media darlings. Well, you've got to be one of those, unfortunately, and I'm not.
Ryan went from under-23s coach at Western Suburbs to Newtown, the perennial battlers of the Sydney competition. In 1981, he took the struggling club into the grand final.
When Warren was with Newtown, he joined us in '79. We'd come last. And 81 grand final, 82 final of the MK Cup. When other people got credit for what he thought he should have got credit for, there was always friction. Like between him and Tommy Radonicus was a classic example.
Does he have a large ego?
Oh, gee, but what successful people don't.
A premiership with Canterbury followed in '84 and again this year. But still, his critics and even sections of the club weren't convinced. Not everyone agrees. Ian Heads, managing editor of Rugby League Week, believes Ryan is just about the best coach in the business.
Absolutely top class. An extraordinarily good coach, right up there with Jack Gibson as the very best. And I thought his achievement in winning the 2 grand finals is a tremendous one. He got Newtown to a grand final when they probably didn't deserve to be there. I think he's a brilliant tactician and an outstanding coach, and a very hard, tough man who he'll get his team playing whatever football they have to win. And if that doesn't please the fans, the type of football, well, that's the way it has to be. He's a winning football coach.
How would you describe Warren Ryan, firstly, as a man?
Well, I think he's one of the most blunt, straight shooting fellas I've ever met. I think he's a bloke with a fairly substantial ego, which seems a characteristic of good sporting coaches. But perhaps he lacks tact, and I think that would be a fair comment about him, that he's a very straight shooting sort of a character, and he says exactly what he thinks. Certainly there's an abrasive side to him, as I said, and but honesty is a quality that I've found in him, certainly.
There's been rumours of a feud between Ryan and Canterbury chief Peter Moore, between Ryan and some players, and that much publicised feud between Ryan and rival coach Roy Masters. Both are school teachers, both have newspaper columns, both are great students of the game. And while Ryan would never admit to being an admirer of Masters' game plans, he does read his columns.
Well, I mean, I do the big crossword in the Mirror too, but I mean, well, that doesn't mean anything. I read whatever's there. I read my own column too.
But it's not just Masters. Ryan doesn't make pretences about being friendly with any rival coach.
I mean, after all, they're trying to beat you. It's a pretty hard job, and I mean, they stand between you and success. So I mean, you can hardly go and put your arm around and call them mates. I mean, they're trying to bring you undone, and you're trying to bring their careers undone. So I think it's a bit fickle to be ringing one another up and pretend to be buddies when in actual fact you're mortal enemies, aren't you? That's ceased to be sport anymore. It's winning's the thing.
He lives and breathes rugby league. He's wonderful for the game. If he's making the best of the rules, that's life. That's why he and Gibbo succeed, and Roy Masters and others fail. They make the most of the game. If the game needs to be more attractive, let's make the field wider. Let's get rid of the scrums, but let's not blame the coaches for the size of their intellect.
No one would deny the size of Ryan's intellect or his ego, and his coaching record speaks for itself. So why isn't he accepted by the masses? Is it because he's honest and speaks his mind?
Honesty's a dreadful burden to carry, but at least you can look in the mirror of a day, can't you?